Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like I ran too long and the music ended. I'm Ryan Phantom. Welcome to Ryan Phantom Live. And I wasn't planning on streaming tonight. I figured the new volume of Friendsim would be out tomorrow. And instead it came out right now when my good friend Doodles and I were watching Archer and Rabbit. And someone left a nice little comment on my video saying that the new volume was out. And I was like, oh, well, gotta go do that then. So here we are. I have to keep up my Hippocratic oath of friendsiminess to go ahead and, whatever, fuck it. Let's play Friendsim. Just gotta wait for it to load real quick. Oh, everything's locking up. That's good. Good sign. Oh. And there you have it. 1 second. Ding. Alright, good. We are all set to go. Friendsim Volume 5, baby! Let me get this volume turned up real good for you guys on YouTube. Alright, that should be good. I might have to turn it down at some point. I've noticed that the music volume isn't consistent throughout the chapters. So I might have to turn it down at some point. Alright, so by this point, good read on my brain there. By this point, you should know the drill. I'm gonna do all the endings. And whichever one I get first, it's not in order. It's not in any particular order. But I am gonna take an Advil right now because my head is killing me. Alright, and we are ready to go. Start Hiveswap. Good. Hiveswap, Friendsim, Volume 5 of Affection, Unwanted or Untrue. Who the fuck is that? Wait a minute, who is that? Walking! You sure are doing a lot of it recently. Back on Earth, you never got near this amount of exercise. You're gonna be so in shape when this is over. Provided you still have all your limbs attached and your bones uncrushed. You could probably come up with a safer way of travel, a taxi or some sort of bus system, but you don't have any money and you can't read signs. Also, you're routinely covered in blood and bruises. So, walking it is. Tired as you are, your feet still carry you toward... What could it be? A Wendy's? A Jiffy Lube? A Walmart? Friendship? Oh, it's Friendship! Alright. Oh, boy. Alright, so we got Zebra. And we got whoever the fuck that is. Let's get Zebra out of the way, because I'm wondering about this guy. Let's do Zebra. Your stroll takes you into a nice part of town that seems to have larger, more McMansion-style hives. Based on your past experience in Alternia, you're not quite certain that the upper-class enclaves equal safety for you, but you might as well explore. You never know where you'll find your next friend. Power of positive thinking must be on your side, because someone emerges out of the shadows of the sprawling suburbs. Hi. Hello, loud volume. See, this is what I'm talking about. Let me crank that back down real quick. To a solid 3. That should be good. Alright. I don't know what voice I'm gonna give him. He looks like a suave, dapper man. Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met. I'm sure I would have remembered someone with unique looks. You don't know where you are, do you? Oh, he talks in quadrants. Great. By this point, at this point in time on Alternia, you don't know if it's wise to admit that you're lost and naive to the ways of the world. But you don't know what you could say to try to convince this guy that you've got any kind of street smarts. You nod your head reluctantly, but he actually looks more interested in you after the confirmation that you're new to the neighborhood. Have you perhaps found someone who likes you for your vulnerability and naivety? I always fuck that word up. Naive... fuck it. That would sure be fantastic luck! See, the volume is still too... Oh, hold on. I could turn it down for me. Hold on. There we go. That ought to help. It's a good thing I found you. Not everyone is as respectable of lowbloods as I am. Oh, but I shouldn't make an assumption just because you're not much to look at. My bad. I don't mean to be forward, but you're just so interesting. Mind if I ask you what color your blood is? You hesitate. While you're still terrifyingly ignorant of the intricacies of Alternian society, you're starting to feel terrifyingly informed about the role that blood color plays in this world. You've managed to gather by now that plain old human red isn't considered one of the better colors to have. What do you do? Oh boy. I have a feeling that red's gonna get me somewhere, so let's tell the truth. Red, huh? Wow, that's so unique. I've always liked the color red. I don't think I've filled a quadrant with a red blood before. I mean, I don't think I've ever made friends with a red blood before. You don't know what a quadrant is, or what it means to fill one. Given your experience on this planet so far, you're nervous that it could mean something violent. You don't want you to further expose your ignorance, so you just say you're as excited for friendship as he has. You come on strong. Nice. I don't know what voice this is, by the way. We're just gonna have to live with it. You need a place to stay for the day, right? I can help you out with that. I've got plenty of spare rooms for guests in my hive. You know, because I believe it's important to help out the undeserved members of the community when you can. My hive is this way, shall we? You follow him down the street. Guess it must qualify as a nice night, because you see lots of other trolls walking around here too. Most of them are dressed in as nice as zebra, and you see a few shabbier looking trolls that must be low bloods walking with the high bloods. Yeah, it's Majima! Yeah, all we need is an eye patch. Hold on. Let me see if I can get an eye patch going here. Let's get an eye patch. Eye patch. Let me see if I can make this work. Images. Tools, color, transparent. Oh. Oh! Oh! Beautiful. Hold on. That's on the Creepypasta wiki, by the way. It's not even a fucking... It's like a... There we go. Eye patch. Got it. I don't know why I'm putting so much work into this. I really want to see him with an eye patch. There we go. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Key-chan! So close. Hold on. There we go. Key-chan! Perfect. It's Majima. It's Majima's fan troll. God damn it. Alright. Kitty-chan. Today is actually Flushed Affirmation Day, and the voice changed good. So you'll see a lot of trolls taking their mate spritz out to celebrate. Lucky for you, my flushed quadrant is currently empty, so I'm all yours tonight. That sounds a little weird. It doesn't need to be all yours, you assure him. You're an easygoing individual who's happy to share their friends with plenty of other friends. Sure, sharing can be a good time if you're into that. I could be, speaking personally, like maybe with 2 low bloods. But not in an objectifying way. Everyone involved has got a lot of respect for each other, you know? Wow, what? I have no idea how your innocent comment about friendship got taken to this particular place. Decide that maybe the best thing to say here is nothing, because who knows how he might misinterpret you next. I know, he really is. Looks like there are a lot of high blood, low blood couples out tonight for the holiday. Pretty unusual to see in this neighborhood, to be honest. It's sad, but most of these low bloods are probably with their mate spritz because it's socially advantageous. Pretty shitty of the high bloods to take advantage of that, but not everyone is as socially conscientious as I am. I think it's super terrible when high bloods don't treat their low blood mate spritz like the queens that they are. You look around at all the other couples. Class divide is pretty noticeable. Some of the high blood trolls have scornful looks on their faces when talking to the low blood dates. All low bloods are queens! One troll in Cerulean is making her shabbily dressed mate sprit kneel down so he can give her a ride on his shoulders? Jesus. It could maybe be a cute coupley thing, you guess. Except she's sure laughing a lot and has the heel of her boot pressing into the back of his neck. You don't want to speculate about what people might be into. It does seem kind of humiliating. Zebra sees what you're looking and shudders theatrically. Ugh! Who put you on the planet? Ugh! In the process of waving his arms around in disgust, he slips an arm over your shoulders. I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have had to see something like that. You're trying to think of a tactful and friendly way to move away from his arm around your shoulders, and you arrive at what must be his hive. It's the biggest and most McMansion-y hive on the block. when he stops in front of it and lets go of you to gesture proudly at his sprawling home. Welcome to my humble abode. I feel grateful, you know, to be able to share my wealth with those less fortunate. Hello. Oh my god! I don't know why I'm surprised by this, but oh my god! When you walk inside the front door, you're greeted by a very distinguished-looking white zebra. There's normal zebra markings all over its body, except for around its neck, where the dark gray zags have formed a large shape that looks like a bow tie, almost like it's wearing a suit. That's great. That's great. You don't know how its zebra face is managing to radiate pure disdain when it looks at you, but that's unquestionably the energy you're getting. Ah, don't mind my Lucis. He's kind of socially old-fashioned, but he lets me keep low-bloods around the hive to help out and stuff, so it's not all that bad. Let me give you the grand tour. As Zebra takes you through the spacious hive, you can see other trolls in several of the rooms. Most of them aren't wearing clothes as nice as Zebra's. I'm guessing these are the low-bloods that he just mentioned. They seem to all be doing chores, sweeping, cooking, oh no, oh no, oh no. Exchanging green slime and troll-sized bathtubs for each other, possibly fresher green slime. Each of them glances up at you and Zebra when you pass by, then looks deferentially away. Zebra Lucis is following you, and every time you exit a room, it pauses in the doorway to whinny out what could be orders, or possibly he's just berating them. Oh boy. Oh boy. You arrive in an empty ballroom-looking space upstairs, where several low-blood trolls are hard at work cleaning up the remains of what must have been quite a party. Zebra seems to notice you noticing how all the trolls in here are scrubbing the floor, and how they are all avoiding your eyes. See, I told you I'd take in plenty of guests. I believe that it's important to promote diversity, you know? That's why you don't see any other indigo bloods here. Oh, wait a minute. We're getting into some, like, interesting territory. Looks like all the guests are busy today. Well, an important part of communal living involves contributing your labor when it's necessary, right, guys? A few lowbloods mutter in affirmation, while others just put their sponges and mops down to prostrate their whole bodies on the floor. Zebra looks a little uncomfortable with the bowing, but not that uncomfortable. He doesn't introduce you to any of them. Ah, they don't all realize yet that my hive is a sanctuary from the harsh injustices of the outside world. Anyway, enough about my low-blood guests. Let's take care of you, shall we? Perhaps as Lucis has had enough of tolerating your presence, because it takes the opportunity to stop following you and go huff at more of Zebra's guests. Now, for better or worse, you are alone, and Zebra has turned all of his attention on you. His smile seems very friendly. You want to see it as friendly. The night is still young. I'm happy to do whatever you want to do. If you feel like going out on the town to celebrate Flushed Affirmation Day, I have lots of other friends I could introduce you to. Help you meet the right kind of culture, you know? Yeah, I don't care for this guy one bit. Or if you're tired, I could show you to your guest room now, and we can have a nice night in. Go out or stay in? Alright, so this is when the split happens. I don't know which one's gonna give us the good end. I don't know which one's gonna give us the bad end. Suspicious is a word. Creepy is another word. Yeah. Seems like he, yeah. I don't know. Weird. He's a weird troll. Show me to my room. I think that going out with Zebra on Flush Affirmation Day might potentially give him the wrong idea, and besides, you're pretty tired, so you don't feel like going out. It could be the broken arm, or the broken ribs, or any of those, actually. You tell him you're ready to retire to your guest room now. Sure. Oh, bruh, by the way, no! He says bruh! Oh, bruh, by the way, have you heard of Chixie Ruxamir? You probably haven't. You don't seem like you're a very serious music fan. I was hoping we were gonna get Chixie in this Volume 5, but we didn't get her. Hello! Thank you for following Fandoms Random. Now we got two randoms in the chat. We got Random Doodles, we got Fandoms Random. Oh my god. You've got a great opportunity tonight to learn from me. One of her low-blood musician friends is playing a show for the holiday, and I can get us in because I'm super connected in the scene. We should go, just in case she's there. Could have sworn you told him you wanted to stay in tonight, but okay. You can gather the reins of your energy and go out to this concert with them. That's what good friends would do. He takes you across the town to the concert, only trying to hold your hand or put his arm around you a couple times on the way, so it could be worse. Florentine, this man is creeping me out. Help. Maybe hand-holding is totally platonic on Alternia? You hope so. The concert itself is one troll with a guitar and a harmonica who, according to Zebra, is a lowblood whose songs are spreading truly radical messages, almost as radical as Chixies. You enjoy the tunes as much as you can, but you don't understand what the lyrics are trying to say. It's like the Squid Sisters. Oh, somebody's got a guitar back there. It's like Lord Phobos. You ask Zebra what the lyrics mean, since the message is apparently important to him, but he gets annoyed with your question. What? What? The lyrics are about, well, about a lot of things. Social justice and oppression and stuff. Like, it's hard to explain to someone who doesn't already get it. Like, if you're not on my level already, I don't know what I can really say, you know? But enough about the music. I want to talk about you. What sort of things are you into? You haven't had many opportunities on the Alternia to talk about your interests. How exciting. You said you like playing games, but he's already interrupting you. Cool, cool. Sounds great. Really interesting stuff. Oh, boy. But what's your quadrant situation like? Oh, boy. This guy. This fucking guy right here. It's harder to pretend that you know what he's talking about now that he's asked you about your quadrants directly. You admit that you have no idea what he means by quadrant situation. I'm gonna kill him too! Wow, you're even more clueless than I thought. Don't worry, I still find you attractive. Oh my god. Listen, this guy might be weirder and creepier than Ardata, and she fucking, like, made us build a table on live stream. Goes into a brief, but not really brief enough explanation of the 4 types of romance on Alternia. Matesmanship, the flesh quadrant, which sounds the most analogous to human romantic partnerships. Warrior allegiance, the pale quadrant, which sounds like exceptionally codependent friendship by human standards. Auspicitism, the ashy quadrant, which you don't understand at all. And Kismessitude, the black quadrant, which sounds like repeatedly hooking up with someone you hate. Wow, this guy got it, real quick. You're fuzzy on the details of all 4 of these. Yeah, Ardata was, very open about what a crazy bitch she was. This guy is not very open about what a crazy bitch he is. And he's creeping me out a lot. You're fuzzy in the details on all 4 of these, but you understand enough to get that he's asking if you're single. Tell him that you, really just want to be friends. Of course, I super respect your choices. If you ever change your mind, I'm right here. Bring it a quadrant with an influential yet sensitive and socially aware indigo blood like myself. Could make it a lot easier for you to survive and thrive in Alternia. Oh. He's like a rich guy that's trying to be down to earth. Oh. Oh, is this Donald Trump's son? Wasn't he criticizing that kind of high blood, low blood, socially advantageous relationship just a few hours ago? It wouldn't be very friendly of you to point out his hypocrisy, so you don't mention it. After another song, another troll at the club sidles up to Zebra and whispers something in his ear, then skulks off again. Zebra looks alarmed, glancing around him and edging towards the club exit. Oops. I just got a tip that there's about to be a culling at this concert. We should get out of here. Definitely agree with him about wanting to get out of here. You look around at the rest of the audience, still enjoying the show. You and Zebra are the only ones getting ready to leave. Are you gonna warn any of the other trolls about the danger? Oh no, definitely not. If I were to warn any of these lowbloods that a culling is coming, that would mean risking my life too. Not that I've ever tried, but everyone knows that. The highbloods here will probably be fine though. We've got each other's backs. It's important to look after your comrades in this struggle. Okay. Sure enough, you can see that the other trolls here, much like Zebra, stand out because they're wearing nice clothes, are casually but urgently leaving the concert venue. The lowbloods are still clapping and singing along with the singer on stage. No one has given them a tip-off. Come, we've got to scram! That was a good music cue. The 2 of you have abscond, getting far away from the music club as fast as your legs can carry you. By the time Zebra decides it's safe to slow down, you are tired and out of breath. Looking around, it seems like you've arrived back in the high-blood part of town. You wonder if the drones have descended on all those trolls at the club by now, and you just can't hear it because the neighborhood is too far away, closed off and sheltered from the violence. Phew, that was a close one. Going to low-blood cultural events like that can be dangerous, but it's one of the risks that you have to take if you want to be an activist. You're not a very good activist. I can't tell you how many times I've risked a culling for the fight to low-blood rights. Civil disobedience is the only way to fight the authoritarian state. This guy is like an LGBT ally, but someone who says they're an LGBT ally and isn't. I don't like this guy at all. This guy is fucking shit. He turns to you and takes one of your hands in both of his, looking deep into your eyes. I was just thinking it's cool how you supported me back there when we risked our lives for the cause. No, you did not risk your lives for the cause. You let all the Lovebloods die. It's probably the best you can contribute as an activist and an ally, you know, by supporting me. And speaking of activism, we were talking about quadrants earlier. Let's get back to that. This guy does not want to take no for an answer. Once again, you reiterate that friendship is what you were looking for here. He nods enthusiastically and squeezes your hand tighter. Fuck yeah, I love friendship. I've always believed that a strong friendship is the best foundation for any successful romantic relationship. Oh my god. And many trolls start by being friends at first and enter into a quadrant later. Even if you try to be friends and then fight too much, you can still prepare you for a Caligulous quadrant. Either way, the thought of being your friend makes my blood pusher beat a little faster. Sure, you say. If what we're doing is extolling the benefits of friendship, then boy, do you have some things to add to the list. For instance, friendship can give you a sense of platonic companionship with a fellow man. And friends can also come in handy when you need someone to help you move, or take you to the airport, or other non-romantic activities. I think friendship is a great thing to pursue, and for its own merits, friendship is so great that once you have it, why would you want anything more? Hell yeah, totally. You're so right that friendship is a great first step. Did you enjoy the concert tonight? Did it persuade you to be an ally for low blood rights? You think that, going by your blood color and how often you have almost gotten killed by those more powerful on this planet, you're more like a member of the oppressed underclass than you are an ally. But you decide not to split hairs and just tell them that yes, you'll be an ally to yourself. That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. If you're an ally to low bloods, then I'll allow you to be my mate sprite. Friend, you correct him. You can be his friend. Right? Sure, yep. I meant to say friend. Let's go over your hand finally, which at least counts for partial victory and winks. Alright. Oh boy. Oh boy. Do you see the background? Oh no. Oh, fuck. That's not a real victory for me. That's not a victory for any of us. It's just a victory for that asshole. I don't even like him. Alright. Didn't like him so much. That is the perfect description for what we just witnessed there. Didn't like him so much. Alright. Well, we have 2 more endings to get with them, so let's speed through this, shall we? Let's get the bad ending and get that over with. Lines say you have a high blood color. Oh, really? It's not that I don't want to be friends with other high bloods, but I'm a busy troll, you understand. So I only befriend folks that I might, want to fill a quadrant with someday. Besides, high bloods, just don't need as much help in our unjust society. Stay awakened. He pumps his fist in the air, and you immediately copy him, but the gesture doesn't seem to be enough to change his mind about you not being oppressed enough for his taste. So, I just don't think it's gonna work out between us. Hey! That's the good ending! We got it! We found the really good ending! This is the true good ending. Here, let me fix this. Let me fix this ending for you guys real quick. Alright, doodles. Let me fix this. There we go. There we go. We did it. Add a line to that. Perfect. We did it! We got the good ending, guys. It's done. It's over. Go home. Alright. Okay, and now it's time for the bad ending. Although it seems like we already got a bad ending for that dude, in our opinion. Alright, tell the truth. Gotta go through all this again, and let's go out. You're not crazy about the idea of being alone with this guy for the rest of the night. Plus, if he's as popular as he says he is, that means more potential friends for you to meet. You tell him that you're interested in going out. Cool, cool, that sounds like a great time. I'll just go get ready. Actually, I think I'm more in the mood for a nice quiet night in. Oh, this guy's not listening to us at all. It's everything he says goes. This is not the basis for a good relationship. This man is like toxic relationship in troll form. This guy's an ass. I don't like this guy at all. Maybe television streaming service and lower the temperature if that's cool with you. Boy. If that is the same connotations as it does on Earth. Oh, God. Oh, God, he just said Netflix and chill. Oh, God, he just said Netflix and chill. Oh, God. Oh, God, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out. I gotta get the fuck out of here. That is the same connotations as it does on Earth. It's not cool with you. You stumble through expressing some misgivings, but he talks over you. Of course he does. Great, sounds like we both feel like staying in tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm psyched to stay in and have you all to myself. I just want to feel comfortable, whatever we choose to do. You're not sure why he asked what you wanted to do, since your preferences don't seem to matter much. My Lucis and my guests have probably prepared a delicious right-click does that, apparently. Prepared a delicious meal for you by now, but let's finish the tour first. I assume you want to see my room. No. You tell him, sure. The bedroom's a great way for people to express their personalities, and as his friend, you're interested in getting to know him better. He doesn't seem to have heard part of that sentence, but it's okay. Hopefully you got the gist. When you get to his enormous room, it's decorated with posters of musicians on the wall and what seems to be social justice slogans. One poster has a symbol with clawed hands in several different colors coming together to hold a trident with the word unity underneath it. This guy is a fake SGW. That's what it is. This guy is an SGW, but he does it so he can fuck. Another poster features a rainbow of colors, ranging from rust to olive green, that proclaims him to be a low-blood ally. The two other low-blood servants are in here, one of them standing on a stepladder to dust some high shelves, while the other crawls around on the floor, scrubbing and picking up wrappers that Zebra seems to have just littered there. Pretty sweet place, right? You look confused by the posters. Your music taste isn't refined enough to have heard my favorite bands. I only listen to subversive musicians that speak truth to power. Luckily, you have me to teach you how to confront your privilege and support marginalized artists. Also, did you notice my rad pile? It's a perfect setup for feeling jams with your Mario. I know. These people are not his guests. Yeah, they're servants. He winks at you. Just don't know what a moral is or what he means by feeling jam, which sounds like, in theory, it could be a nice thing, but maybe not, given the sleazy way he says it. You tell him that it looks like a very nice pile of things. You spot a couple of pillows, what seems to be a puppet with a disturbingly long nose. No. No. No, I know what that is. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, damn it, I can't get a good picture. Well, you know what? You know what? This one works. Hold on. This works. that works just fine. This one also works just fine. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. What layer is that on? I can't even grab it. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. favor, please? Thank you. Alright. Extremely long nose, some random bow ties, a few horseshoes. You look intrigued. Want to lie down on it for a second? We don't have to do anything, but sometimes it can be nice to just, pacify each other a little bit. I don't like that. He sprawls on the pile in what he probably thinks is an enticing way. Like he wants you to draw him like one of your French girls. You turn away and try to hide the disturbed expression on your face, because turning down his advances probably isn't the best way to secure his friendship. As your eyes cast about the rest of the room, you notice that the low-blood servant scrubbing the floor is having a coughing fit. You can tell that she's trying to cough unobtrusively, but it seems like she's hacking her lung up, each big cough racking her whole body and making her shoulders shake. Concerned, you crouch down by her side. She jumps when she notices your concern, and mumbles that she's fine and you don't need to worry. She doesn't look fine. Now that you're getting a closer look, you can tell that she seems to be underfed and exhausted, with sickly shadows on her face and scraped up knees and elbows. She looks bad, and you know bad, considering how much of the time you've recently spent stumbling around with various excruciating injuries. You mentioned to Zebra that his guest is not looking so good. He frowns, getting up from his pile of stuff to come investigate, blinking down at you in confusion, not sparing a glance for the lowblood. What? What are you even talking about? The servant tries to go back to her scrubbing, but she struggles with coughing and scrubbing simultaneously. It's hard for you to watch. Surely she would feel better if she took a break and ate or drank something? You asked Zebra about a hot meal he said he was being cooked for you. Maybe you could give some of it to this poor sick troll. Geez, you're making me look bad. There's no way a guest in my house could be going hungry. I respect lowbloods and do everything in my power to take care of them. What, you think you're a better ally than I am? Considering your status, or lack thereof, on his planet, you're not sure you count as an ally, so much as a member of the oppressed underclass, but you let that slide. You hasten to explain that you didn't mean to criticize him, and you're sure he's doing a fine job of being an ally to the lowbloods. Yeah, well, it's not easy, whatever. Maybe we should just go eat now. I don't feel like having a feelings jam anymore. He turns and leaves the room without showing any sign that he'll do something for the sick lowblood. You mouth an apology to her behind his back, and she just gives you a tired wave, goes back to scrubbing. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I want this guy to fucking die. Zebra leads you downstairs to the dining room, where his Lucis is supervising a team of lowbloods setting the table for what looks like a 4-course meal. And I went backwards. The look on the Lucis Zebra's face, even now more disdainful than before, and its bow tie seems angrier. Looks like dinner is almost ready. Cool, cool. Of course, you're probably not going to offer to pay for any of it, are you? Figures, lowbloods. I mean, trolls in general are always expecting me to provide for them without even offering any concupiscence in return. For once, you're kind of glad that you're unfamiliar with the alien vocabulary and innuendo. You have no money, which he definitely knows. You pay him back for dinner and friendship. Yeah, well, I'm not sure I want to be friends with someone who has a problem with the way I do activism. I have it on good authority from every highblood I know that my intersectional praxis is valid. You stumble over your words in your haste to assure him that you did not no way meant to say he's not valid. Oh my god. You've never met a troll so valid! No one believes in his validity as more as you do. I'm gonna die. Whatever, just eat. Both sit down at the table while the lowbloods sit at the table, light the candles, and serve the appetizer course. Can't help but notice that most of them look just as malnourished and sickly as the troll upstairs. But it might be best not to bring that up again. You eat in silence for a while, and Zebra looks like he's stewing over something. Then he sets his fork down and looks over at the table at you with a frown. You know what? I just realized. You totally denied my lowblood her own agency when you questioned me about not feeding her. Yeah, what you said was totally problematic. You don't respect lowbloods at all, do you? Not like I do. You try to apologize, saying that it was not your intention to disrespect anyone, but that you're sorry you apparently did. He doesn't let you get the words out. People don't realize how tough it is to be a high-blood troll who believes in social justice. Seriously, I face my own kind of oppression for speaking out and being an activist for low-blood rights. For one thing, I never get the consolation or concupulence I deserved. I'm fucking that word. My quadrants are always going unfilled because no one else agrees with my radical views. I thought you'd be different, but you don't get it either. You try to tell him that he's got you all wrong. You agree with his radical views and believe in low-blood rights, which is why you were concerned for his guest in the first place. But he acts like you didn't say anything of what you just said. You're just another one of the oppressors, complicit in the unequal power struggles of our fucked-up society. You lack awareness of your own privilege really makes me sick. Oh. You must think you're so oppressed with your red blood and multiple injuries. But what you're doing now, rejecting and criticizing me, it's really exactly the same as what subjugulators do to the lowbloods they call. You probably deserve whatever shitty position you have in society, unlike me. I deserve to have this nice house and lowblood servants and full quadrants for being such a good activist, okay? He's standing up now, advancing on you with a zebra stamping its hooves threateningly at his side. You scramble back, trying to make your way to the front door. It's tricky because you have to step around all the lowbloods who seem to feel strongly that they should get away from Zebra when he's angry. You don't make it to the front door fast enough on your own. Oof. With a terrifying equine scream, Zebra's Lucis rears up on its hind legs and strikes you with its hooves, battering you through the front door and breaking some of your recently healed ribs again. Oh boy. Take your privilege and offensive views and get out. Anyone who doesn't respect lowbloods is not welcome as a guest in my hive. It would behoove you to stay away. Game over. I got good news, guys. We never have to see him again. Hopefully, unless Hussey decides to put him in Hiveswap Act 2. I hope not. Hussey, please, for the love of God, kill off this character. Please. He's awful. Just the worst. Oh my god. What a shithead. That literally made me angry, and he's a fictional character. Wow. Jesus Christ. Alright. Moving on. We have the second character to get to now, which I am looking forward to. Because the second character is this guy. And I have no idea what the fuck's up with him. Or her. Or them. I know what voice I'm giving him, though. So this is, question mark. As usual, the streets are hopping, just bouncing around like an overactive bunny rabbit on Easter morning. Up ahead at the intersection of streets is some kind of night market. Well, every market on Alternia is a night market. As previously stated, you are broke, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of window shopping. Who knows what kind of awesome stuff you'll find. You can learn a lot about a culture from their stores. You're so intent on thinking positive thoughts that you realize you are nearly at the market before you realize... I just backed up on that one. You are nearly at the market before you realize there's quite a few people coming towards you in the opposite direction. Some of them are running, actually, and screaming. Looks like that something has gone down, violence-wise. It's not a stampede. You aren't in any danger of being trampled, and the street is wide enough to step aside and let the crowd pass. Or it would be. You get a brief, furtive glimpse of a pair of focused yellow eyes under a low-pulled hood. Then your hand grabs yours so tightly the tips of your fingers go numb. Okay. With a rough yank, you are pulled into the flow of a crowd. Troll girl who has hold of you. Oh, it is a girl. Has a hold of you, speaks quickly and quietly. You have to lean your head in close to hear. I was gonna give this character like a Solid Snake type voice, like, we're on a date. You're my mate sprite. But now, I don't know. I don't know what voice I'm gonna give this character. Ah, fuck it. No, I'm not gonna... I'll save the snake one for another character. I know this music! Oh, I know this one! I love this song. This is a good song. Alright. We're on a date. You're my mate sprite, or my moirail, whatever you want. We're just a normal couple out for a night in the town. We're gonna go catch a movie. Go get some soft-serve grub cream. You feel me? Wow. Okay. Play along. Your heart beats so hard you can feel it in the back of your throat. You adjust your grip a little to make sure your hand is easier to hold. In response, you get a squeeze, like she's thanking you. You match her pace, surprisingly difficult feat considering how short she is. Behind you, people are still shouting. What the heck happened back there? Someone died. You figured that, but that's not exactly rare for Alternia, is it? You've seen way more dead people here in the last couple of days than you've seen throughout your entire life on your planet. Tell the troll girl you thought there was just a normal... Oh, sorry. Tell the troll girl you thought that was just normal here. Normal, sure. When low bloods get killed, natural order of things, right? But with high bloods, it's different. Personally, I don't give a shit about the natural order. Doesn't matter what the job is, I'll take it. Oh. Oh! So a high blood is dead. And you're currently holding hands with the troll who did it dirty deed. She chose you to help her lay low, i.e. she made you her accomplice, i.e. you are now her friend. Helping someone carry out a cold-blooded murder is a super friendly thing to do. What did she call you? Her mate sprit? You aren't sure what that is, but it sounds great. You ask her what you should call her. Polypa. My name's Polypa, but there's no reason throwing it around. Let's not talk at all. You want to point out that it won't look like a very convincing date if you're just walking in silence, but that would require talking, and she told you not to do that. Yes, of course. A trio of those spiky robots go marching by. Drones, or whatever. Their big, ugly heads swivel back and forth, like they're looking for someone. Polypa doesn't say anything and keeps her eyes forward, but she goes as sharp as a laser, every muscle in her body tensing. You feel it through her hand. Her fingers tighten on yours, and the drones disappear into the crowd. She yanks you around the corner into a smaller alley connecting the two roads. There's nothing here but a pothole and a couple dumpsters. Hold up a minute. Her hoodie has a symbol on the front of it. Two overlapping gold ovals. Those trolls seem to have a symbol designating their blood color on them somewhere. This means she's a gold blood, right? Oh. Huh. Oh, I do recognize her. I think that she was one of my predictions, actually, for the next volume, which is now. So, I think I got it half right. Anyways, I love this girl. I fucking love olive girls. Freaking cats. I love it. Then Polypa yanks the sweatshirt over her head, and underneath she's wearing a tank top emblazoned with a symbol in olive green. Looks a little like a cat. It's pretty cute. That's what it is! That's what it was! She was wearing the bandages! She was the one wearing the bandages! Yeah, what's going on? She tosses the sweatshirt into the nearest dumpster and kicks a button on the side. A whoosh, accompanied by a sulfury stink of immolation. Note to self, don't go dumpster diving in Alternia. Polypa grabs your hand again as you head back out to the street. With her other hand, she works the tie out of her hair, shaking it out of its ponytail, letting it fall in thick, sweaty clumps against her neck. She reaches up and takes part of her right horn off. Wait, no. It was a little bit of a veneer. An artificial bit to cover up the notch in the chitin. God damn it, hussy. What are all these random wardrobe changes about? Obviously, she's covering up for the murder she just committed. You wonder until you actually begin to listen about some of the conversations happening around you. Check out some of the big billboard-sized screens mounted on the roofs every few blocks. Seems like the rumor mill is already going hard. Apparently, a well-respected Violet Blood is dead, killed in the public in full view of a witness by a gold-blooded girl with a ponytail. Wow, you are really dealing with a professional here. I need to find somewhere to lay low, until the heat turns down. I mean, we both do, since you're my associate now. I had a contract waiting, but I don't know what happened to her. It's possible she got spooked. Got any ideas for likely hideouts? I'm not from around here. You wonder what in the world made her think you have any idea what's going on, ever. She keeps giving you sharp looks, as if she just gradually catching on to just who she had chosen to recruit. You wanted to understand that no matter how busted you look, you're an amazing friend and co-conspirator. Well, here's your chance. What do you propose? Oh boy. Alright, we'll go with this one first. Hide out in one of these apartment buildings. That's a possibility. Most of the hive stems around here are cheap rentals, burgundy or bronze at most. I could take them no problem. I mean, I can take anyone. Some jobs just require a little more forethought. You kind of meant finding an empty unit, or skulking in a foyer or alien Starbucks, but you don't know how to tell your cool new friend how to do her job. Yeah, I know, seriously, she went way up there. Like, any higher and you would be dead no matter how many disguises you wore. And there you go again, jumping the gun and claiming friends you don't have the right to. But she did choose you. Though at this point, she may be wishing she had grabbed some other random stranger's hand. Well, pick one. This was your idea. Oh, geez. You seriously don't need this kind of responsibility in your life. Nothing good will come from letting you be in charge, but you also don't want her to think you are useless. You just kind of wish she'd tell you what to do and leave it at that. Pick a tall purple building at random. How about that one? Sure, I guess. You enter what seems to be a standard shabby apartment building, climbing the lobby steps up to the hallway lined with doors. This could be in any apartment on Earth, but instead of the letters on the nameplates, there's those colorful symbols. They remind you a little of zodiac signs. Huh, weird. Huh, weird. Anyway, all the ones here are red or brown, like Pauly P predicted. She listens at a couple of doors before finally settling one with a red symbol. You wait for her to pull out a lockpick or high-tech paraphernalia, or even just a pin from her hair. Instead, she just takes a step back and delivers 2 sharp kicks just above the knob. What? I'm not the goddamn super. You assure her that you are absolutely not judging the way she's running into this operation. You don't think you've ever met a mercenary before. Unless you count that guy who tried to hit you up for cash when you were injured, or the little girl who drained the blood from your paints, or the boy who's constantly on the prowl for delicious meats. Classic. Apartment is dingy, small, and smells like old pizza. Good news. Not that it smells bad, just the fact that there's a pizza here. There's pizza here. You don't think you could live on a planet that didn't have pizza. It's just beyond the pale. Try to shut the busted door as well as you can. Pauly P plunks herself down on the couch and pulls out her phone. Or, what did Skylia called it? A palm husk? She pulls out her palm husk and proceeds to ignore you. That's okay. It's important for friends to give each other space. Take the opportunity to poke around the apartment you're currently illegally occupying. Just generally being a nosy piece of shit. Whoever lives here is a real slob. Dishes are piled high in the sink and the windows are so dirty you can barely see out of them. Something sticky and red stains the counter. It might be blood, but it also might be Kool-Aid. Fuck! God damn it, shitting fuck breath! Something appears to have gone wrong. I like this Olive Blood. This is like the first Olive Blood that we've met in, like, canon that isn't Nepeta or her ancestor, Dancestor. And this one's a badass. Not that Nepeta wasn't a badass, but she is a mercenary badass. Something appears to have gone wrong. Yeah, I'm in love too. I love her. She's great. Pauly P is still sitting on the couch, hunched over with her palm husk held close to her face. She types with her knuckles. You've noticed a lot of trolls do that, probably because of their claws. It's all over Chitter. Everyone's talking about it. My contact. They got her. She's been cold. Her voice is flat, her eyes expressionless. She lets the palm husk slip from her fingers into her lap. You stand next to the couch like an asshole. You don't know what to say, and you doubt Pauly P is the hugging type, but you really can't stand her looking so dejected. Before you start pitying me, don't. I barely knew her. It's not like we were in a quadrant or anything. It was just business. You sit down on the other end of the couch, tipping your head and raising your eyebrows to show you are very ready to listen and learn about and commiserate. Pauly P wraps her arms around her knees. Most pros work with a partner. It's a lot easier when you have someone you trust to watch your back. It's usually quadranted pairs who work together. There's one particularly famous olive and gold blood duo. I've lost plenty of jobs to them. But I've never found anyone that I trust enough to make my partner, beyond just a random one-off. Killing a sea dweller is no joke. It's almost totally impossible. Does that mean the guy back in town square isn't actually dead? Pauly P looks affronted at the very thought. Excuse me, no. It just means I had a very expensive knife, and coated in a very expensive poison, and stab in exactly the right place. The motherfucker is dead. There's no doubt about that. I don't leave jobs half done. High cash jobs are my specialty. Most people are too afraid to take jobs higher than teal. Me, I don't care. Low blood, high blood. If you got the cash, I'll do the job. If I did have a partner, it would make things a lot easier. I'll admit that much. Cough lightly into a closed fist. What's this? An apartment for ants? Ba-dum-psh. Something that caught you in the throat, perhaps? God damn it. Now I made a joke, and now I can't read anymore. This is the price you pay. What's this? Something caught in your throat, perhaps? Could it be the steady hand of fate reaching a finger down and testing your gag reflex? You murmur delicately that sometimes destiny steers you in a direction you Never thought you'd go. Maybe, just maybe, it has steered her to you. That's forward for sure. But you're pretty much an old hand at this by now, right? Polypa snorts. It's a little watery. She isn't crying, is she? No way. Not a tough assassin like her. You're imagining it. The cost of humors. You? No offense, but I only grabbed you because you look so weird. And I figured you wanted to avoid the drones even more than I do. You don't exactly blend in. Can't argue with her logic. But a sourness starts in your throat now as the realization that Polypa has not chosen you for your obvious trustworthiness and friendship potential, but rather because you look like a goddamn disaster. Fair. A very fair assessment. Whatever. You can get past that. God knows you've gotten past worse, like attempted murder. As a good friend recently said, gotta break a few cluck beast embryos to make a grublet. She's considering you now, more thoughtful than before. Well, I guess beggars can't be choosers. But you have to remember. But what you have to remember, you aren't destined to find out. That fate finger reaches down and chokes you. Keys jingle outside the apartment before whoever out there catches sight of the busted door. What the hell? You and Polypa lock eyes. Oh, shit. A quick flash of silver and suddenly a knife appears in Polypa's hands. Where did it even come from? Oh, shit. Outside in the hall, someone is swearing. The broken door falls inward, and before it is all the way open, Polypa is up and over the couch, launching herself at the intruders. Shit, wait, you're the intruders! And this is what you were afraid of. You're about to watch your new friend kill some poor low-blood troll. This was such a terrible idea. Too bad there's no way to go back in time and make your choices all over again. Yeah, that would be rad. You wish life was like that. A short, stout little guy with a red symbol on his shirt comes through, but you're right behind him. Troll. So tall that he has to duck down to get through the door. Oh, hell no! The giant troll catches Polypa with one hand. He's got big ram-like horns and a curly purple symbol on his shirt. His face is painted in lines of black and white, makeup designed to make his face look like a skull. Oh. Oh. Big clown. Big clown. Look, babe. Look at the tiny wriggler thieves. Polypa riches in his grip, clawing at him like an angry cat. He hangs on, giving her a shake. Shit, you have to do something. But what? If you get in that purple guy's reach, you're absolutely going to get killed. Try to move your feet, but your survival instincts are kicking in and you have rooted to the spot. Can't do anything. You're useless. You don't even know what happened to Polypa's knife. You wish you had taken some self-defense classes back on Earth. The high blood gives Polypa a wide smile and tosses her across the room like he's lobbing a dodgeball. She lands on her back, rolls to her feet, and bolts for the window. Of course, he would have a high blood mate sprit. The high blood turns to you and sticks out a big gray tongue, and wow! Suddenly you can move your feet again! Throw yourself out the window after Polypa. You are only a floor up, but that's one floor more than you'd like to be when falling out of a building. Your fall is broken by Polypa, meaning you get the collection of bony elbows and knees applied to your gut. She bares her teeth at you. Get off, idiot! This is definitely gonna call the drones. We've gotta run. You roll your big floppy body off her and hustle to keep up as she peels down the street. You throw one last glance over your shoulder and see two guys hanging out the window. The high blood waves lazily. Polypa starts out as strong, but pretty soon she is limping and leaning on your shoulder. A jagged piece of glass is wedged in her calf muscle. You lean down to get a closer look. You're no doctor, but recently you've become an expert in acute injuries. What the hell? Stop! You want me to leave a blood trail? We need to split up now that we've been seen together. Your heart sinks all the way to your aching feet. God, you've been so sure you had this one on lock. You mentioned, half mumbling to yourself, that maybe it would have been better if you stayed together. Safety in numbers and all that. Oh, yeah? Maybe safety for you. This was a terrible idea. Can't believe I ever trusted that someone could have my back. Yeah, let's do another one of your amazing plans. Sounds great. She leaves you at the intersection of streets. Even though she is no longer leaning on you, you nevertheless feel a heaviness settle inside you. Philosophically, a deep fatigue so intense you want to curl up on the ground. So you do. Oh, no! At least your ass didn't kill her. Oh. That's sad. But when looking at this, I can't help but think of the Mr. Bean intro where he just falls down from the sky. I have the perfect Hold on. Hold on. Cinematic parallels. Hold on. And now, I need the music. All right. Enough fucking around. All right, let's get the throwaway ending, and then we'll do the good ending. I'm kind of glad that we're gonna get to end it on the good ending. That's good. As long as it actually is a good ending this time around, because who the fuck knows with this game. Oh, did you see that? Oh, look, it actually updated it. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Huh. Okay. All right. Freak out and let the purr beast out of the bag. You stop abruptly, and someone smacks into you from behind. You go down hard, and your hand ripped away from the girls. You give a fierce glower of disappointment. Fine. Just more people letting me down. I'll deal with this on my own. I've done it before. She takes a running leap for the alley wall, scampering up and onto the roof like a squirrel up a tree. You're left looking down at the smudge of violet blood she left on your palm. An emptiness fills you as the thought of friendship that could have been, if only you kept your chill. Well, leap of unfaith. Well, now we have purple blood in our hands, so in this universe, our guy's probably fucking dead. So that's nice. Alright, and one more ending to go. We get the good ending. Save the best for last. Literally. We didn't have much to choose from this weekend for best. It was either this piece of shit or quite possibly the greatest troll we've seen in Friendsim to date. Alright. Catch a movie and get some soft-serve grub cream. Polypa's mouth twitches. Could just be a muscle spasm, but you think it's a smile of approval and burgeoning camaraderie. God damn it, Andrew Hussey. Yeah, I guess we could. That's what people do on dates, right? It's been a while. I haven't seen a movie in forever. Let's do it. She squeezes your hand. You would have thought holding hands for so long would get sweaty and uncomfortable. You're certainly nervous enough, but her skin is surprisingly cool. With a couple of exceptions, all your new friends have been literally cold-blooded. Also metaphorically for a few of them. That's very true. I'll be right. Give me a quick second. Alright, I'm back. With a couple of exceptions, all of your new friends have been literally cold-blooded, also metaphorically for a few of them. But you aren't going to judge them for their lifestyle choices. That isn't your place as a friend. Regardless, your point is kind of it's nice holding hands, even if it's under completely false murder pretenses. Come on, there's probably a theater in there. Makes sense. You aren't from around here, and you don't think Pauly P is either, but you can always recognize a mall when you see one. Stores and escalators and fountains full of slimy mall water that's probably been there for years. The biggest difference between this and an Earth mall is that there doesn't seem to be anyone working at any of these stores. Everything is automated. That and the top floors appear to be reserved for high bloods. Pauly P is still holding onto your hand. Gosh, it's very like you are on a real date. This is very, very friendly. As far as you know, you've never been on a date with an assassin before. You can't read the showtimes and descriptions, and you don't have any money, but Pauly P chooses the movie and pays for you both. She tosses a couple of coins into a slot and the machine spits out 2 tickets. You don't see any soft-serve grub cream, but you're a little too queasy from mingled nerves and excitement currently to deal with anything called grub cream. Hi, Britt. You do, however, stop for a bag of buttery exploded kernels at the concession stand. God damn it. Britt, look at this. Look at her. Britt, look at her. Britt, look at her with your eyes. Look at her. She's beautiful. The theater you follow Pauly P into isn't crowded. You still feel every pair of eyes settling you as you walk from the steps. Your heart pounds and sweat slides down the back of your neck. You are just positive everyone can see right through you to this deeply controversial cross-species matchup you're going on here. Even worse, Polypa takes a seat weirdly close to the only other group in here. Man, awkward. It was purring? Like a kitty? Oh. The movie starts playing. Apparently in Alternia there isn't any trailers before movies. Kind of a bummer. If you're gonna be stuck here, you want to know what the hot new summer blockbusters you have to look forward to. Surprisingly, the movie turns out to be a romantic comedy. You expected Polypa to choose a thriller or horror movie. From what you can glean from the plot, it's about a beautiful young Jadeblood who gets involved with a visiting Blue Blood and their servant, a big, bumbling Bronze. The portrayal of Lowblood strikes you as vaguely offensive. They grunt and fall down a lot. The caverns look a lot fancier than you remember from the last time you hung out with Bronya. Just a lot bigger and more glittery. The main character spends a lot of time pulling a jeweled comb through her lustrous hair. The dialogue is kind of incoherent, and you don't think it's just because you're unfamiliar with the cultural context. It also doesn't help that Polypa keeps up running commentary throughout. The ban on conversation has apparently been lifted. I can't believe they added in the mistaken identity storyline. So unnecessary. Also, Black Rom is boring in comedies. There's just no punch to it. I can't believe how bad this is. I don't remember the book being this garbage, but I read it a long time ago. My taste may just been worse back then. You're looking at her in a whole new light. She shrugs, possibly a little self-conscious. What? You think I've been an assassin since I pupated? I used to have a blog for relationship advice. Stuff like that. Of course, I was just messing around. I didn't know anything beyond what I'd read online. Two characters are kissing on the screen. You have no idea who they are. You are way more interested in the fact that Polypa has decided to tell you her life story in the back of a movie theater. The deep blue light from a scene in the brooding caverns washes over her, making her look noble and sad. You are entranced. I know, she is. It didn't last, though. I doubt it had anything to do with my blog, but a few sweeps ago a group of kids broke into my hive. I think they were high, maybe on Soper. I know. Whatever. They stole a bunch of my shit, killed my Lucis. Some psychotic fuck broke both my legs with his brain. Just because he thought it would be funny. Oh. Oh, that's why she was probably wearing the stuff in the troll call. You're riveted. You have a bit of tragic backstory yourself, but nothing this dramatic. Polypa picks through the buttery exploded kernels with a delicate claw. I was trapped in my hive. I would have starved to death if it hadn't been for some teal who lived in my neighborhood. Just some little idiot who ran around with an Eastern Alternia replica sword. Challenging purbeasts to duels. I know that one. Oh, we all know what troll that is. That's the... While you studied freaking assassinry, I studied the blade. That's that one. Teal Bloods are pedantic bulge lords, but they care about justice, and these kids had attacked me for no reason. I didn't break any laws. Anyways, that's why I'm equal opportunity for how I take jobs. Low blood, high blood, everyone is scum. One of the kids in the row ahead of you turns around to tell Polypa that if she and her Moirail want to get all nasty and pale, maybe you should get a room. Polypa kicks the back of her chair and tells her that maybe she should mind her own business. The girl looks about ready to jump over the back of her seat, but the guy next to her pats her firmly on the cheek. Almost a slow-motion slap? Firm and intense, with plenty of uncomfortably intimate eye contact. Oh boy, it's a pap. It's a shoosh pap. It's a shoosh pap! It's a shoosh pap! The girl settles down after that, and everyone goes back to watching the movie. The rest of it goes by with your head spinning and your heart in your throat. You're glad Polypa trusts you enough to share her past, but you're nervous about talking about it in public. Wasn't the whole point of coming to the movie to lay low? Think about it. When this girl sees the description and the alert, she's not going to be thinking about the noisy olive blood getting all conciliatory in public. I know, seriously. It's way safer than skulking around, believe me. Gosh, Polypa really is an expert. I'm so glad you got to go on this date with her, even if it was mostly fake. As soon as you are back out on the street, Polypa pulls out her phone. Slowly, her face falls. That little nuke licker. I thought she bailed on me, but according to Chitter, she's dead. They got her. Damn it. I told her to be careful. Her sadness is quickly turning into rage, vibrating off her in frantic waves. Her voice gets louder, too. People are starting to look your way. Heckling in a theater is one thing. Shouting at a phone about murder is another one. Oh yeah, Nook Licker. Dick Licker. Dick Licker is now. Oh my god! I accidentally skipped the dialogue. Hold on. There we go. Shouting at phone about murder is another. This is going so fast. You've got to calm her down. Deploy Hiveswap! For lack of a better plan, you copy what you saw the troll inside do to his angry date. Press your palm firmly to her cheek. To your intense shock, she blushes a deep olive green and her eyes slip closed. She leans into your touch as if she is drawing comfort from this tiny little gesture. She blinks and pulls away. Oh my god. Adorable, Hiveswap. Listen, I'm technically on the clock right now. Let's be professional. She bites her lip, hesitating. She then reaches up and repeats the gesture on your face. An unbelievable warmth fills you. Could it be the warmth of friendship? You're weird-looking, double-horn amputee with very few social skills, terrible survival instincts, and both short-term and long-term memory loss. But you're alright. If you want to earn a little cash, I could use a partner I can depend on. Is it raining? No, those are just tears in your eyes. Tears of gratitude. Okay, don't get too choked up. You're definitely just gonna be bait. You sure, Polypa, that due to your general ineptitude, you wouldn't want it to be any other way. Yay! We got another one! We got another good one. I like her. I like her a lot. Yay! And that's it for Hiveswap Volume 5! Thank you very much for watching. She is a great troll. I will see you later. And yes, she is... Oh, hold on. I want to look at the credits. Writer. Oh, Hussey didn't write her. Alright. Interesting. Character artists. Oh! Cool. Oh, man. Freaking talented. Talented stuff. Alright. Thank you for watching. We will be back in a couple weeks with Hiveswap Volume 6, I hope. I hope they keep this up, because I am loving this shit.